6 years before, my little sister was diagnosed with brain cancer. She'd given birth to her 5th child on the side of the road on the way to the hospital. When I got a phone call, I was running my technology company in Sydney, and I got a phone call to say that she'd given birth to her 5th child, Maya, on the side of the road, and she was not well. The baby was in intensive care and my sister couldn't get out of bed. And I was in this power mode, and I said, well, what do you mean my sister's not well? What help is she getting? I got on an aeroplane because I could, and I flew back. I walked into the hospital. I walked into my little sister's room. She hadn't been able to get out of bed, and this is 24 hours after she'd given birth. She hadn't been able to get out of bed, and I walked into her room, and I looked at her, and there was this blackness in her eyes. And as I looked at her, I saw it was just dark, and I knew she was not well. And she looked at me and she said, "Sis, I cannot get out of bed without collapsing, and I haven't even seen my new baby yet." I march out, talk to the nurses, and I say, "Where's the doctor?" She hadn't seen a doctor yet. She had not seen a doctor yet. "Where's the doctor?" "She's not well. I'm telling you right now, my little sister is not well." They said, "Well, no, it doesn't work that way." I said, "I don't care how it works. She's not well, believe me." Anyway, within an hour and a half, we had a doctor come in and look at her. Within 3 hours, they were organising a flight for her to Auckland because they'd done some emergency x-rays, and they had discovered that 25% of her brain was covered in a tumour. So she goes into surgery, they debulk the brain tumour, and they say she's got 3 months to live. Palliative care, that's all we can do for you. I don't think so. And I started researching, and this is before the internet, right? The internet was just coming out, because this is in the 90s, 96, 97. I started researching everything I possibly could. I read all of the books, I read everything, and I got shark cartilage and I got barley grass because I'd been taking barley grass personally since I was 25, so I figured I'd throw that in because I knew it was really alkaline and I felt good with it. And we started feeding her reishi mushrooms and a whole host of things, everything we could do. And she went into remission. Now, I had my dog on barley grass and turmeric and a whole host of alkaline stuff mixed in with her food because I knew a whole lot about that. I know through diet, through alkaline foods, etc., I can address that. But I hadn't heard about water. And my sister Desiree rings me and says, "You need to look at this." And I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. Got a system. This water from Japan. So my little sister Malipa lived 18 years. She died a few years ago, and she's got an incredible legacy, and it was just phenomenal.